My wife told my entire family I cheated so she could play the victim during our divorce. They all cut me off. I invited everyone to a confession dinner and played the security footage of her bringing men home while I was at work. My mom fainted. Original post. I, 35 male, found out my wife was cheating 3 months ago. Not because I caught her, because my entire family stopped talking to me. It started with my mom. She called me on a Tuesday afternoon, voice cold in a way I'd never heard before. I can't believe you do this to her. After everything. Do what? Don't play dumb. She told us everything. Mom, what are you talking about? She hung up. That was it. No explanation. Just anger and disappointment. Then my brother stopped responding to texts. My sister blocked me on everything. My dad left a voicemail saying he was ashamed and needed time to process. I drove to my parents' house that night. My dad answered the door, but wouldn't let me in. You need to leave. Dad, what's going on? What did she tell you? She told us about the affair. Multiple affairs. How you've been cheating on her for over a year. How you gave her an STD. How you laughed at her when she confronted you. My blood went cold. That's insane. I've never cheated. I don't even. She showed us texts, pictures, hotel receipts. That's impossible because it didn't happen. Get off my property. We'll talk when you're ready to be honest. He closed the door. I sat in my car for 20 minutes trying to understand what just happened. Then I drove home. Our home. The house I've been paying a mortgage on for 8 years. My wife was on the couch watching TV. Looked completely normal. How was your day? She asked. Interesting. My entire family just cut me off. She muted the TV. What? What? You tell me. I have no idea what you're talking about. The gaslighting was immediate. But I saw it now. The slight twitch at the corner of her mouth. She was trying not to smile. You told them I cheated on you. I didn't tell them anything. My dad said you show them evidence. She shrugged. If your family reached out to me concerned about our relationship, I might have been honest about some things. But I didn't go to them. What things? What did you tell them? That I've been unhappy. That you've been distant. That I had concerns about your fidelity. You lied to them. I share my feelings. If you're upset about how they interpreted that, maybe you should examine your own behavior. She turned the TV back on. Conversation over. I went upstairs, locked myself in the spare bedroom, pulled out my laptop, and started going through our Ring camera footage. We had 2 cameras, front door and back door. I'd installed them 2 years ago after a break-in on our street. Started with that week. Nothing unusual. Went back a week. Then 2. Then a month. And there it was. A Tuesday afternoon. 2:47 p.m. I was at work. A man I didn't recognize walked up to our front door. My wife opened it, hugged him, pulled him inside. He left 4 hours later. I kept looking. Found 6 different men over 3 months. Different days, always when I was at work. They'd arrive, stay for 2 to 4 hours, leave. One guy came back 3 times. I sat there until 3 a.m. downloading every single clip. Backed them up to 3 different drives. Sent copies to my personal email. Then I started planning. Update 1. The next morning, my wife acted like nothing happened. Made coffee, asked if I wanted eggs, complained about traffic on the news. We should talk, I said. About what? About us. About our marriage. About what you told my family. She sighed dramatically. Look, if you're upset that they know the truth. I want to do a family dinner. This Saturday. Your parents, my parents, siblings. Everyone. I want to address this properly. She hesitated. I don't think that's a good idea. Why not? If I'm such a terrible person, let's lay it all out. Let everyone ask questions. Let me respond to the accusations. It feels like a setup. It's transparency. Isn't that what you want? Honesty. I could see her calculating, trying to figure out the angle. But she couldn't refuse without looking guilty. Fine, but I'm bringing my sister for support. Bring whoever you want. I spent the next 3 days setting it up. Reserve a private room at a restaurant that had A/V equipment. Told everyone it was a family meeting to clear the air. Most people didn't want to come. My mom said it was inappropriate. My brother said I was manipulating the situation. But my dad said he'd be there. And once he committed, everyone else fell in line. Nobody wanted to miss whatever drama was about to unfold. My wife spent those days on the phone with her sister and mom. I heard snippets through the bedroom door. He's going to try to make me look bad. No, I have everything documented. Don't worry, everyone already believes me. Friday night, she tried a different tactic. Maybe we should cancel tomorrow. This feels wrong. Why? You told them I cheated. I want a chance to defend myself. I'm just worried about how this will look. Like we're airing our private business. You already aired it. I'm just responding. She went quiet. Then, you're not going to do anything crazy, right? Define crazy. I don't know. Just promise you'll be respectful. I'll be honest. That's all I can promise. Saturday afternoon, we drove to the restaurant separately. She insisted, said she needed her own car in case things got emotional. Everyone was already there when I arrived. 2 big tables pushed together in a private room. My parents on one side, her parents on the other. My brother and sister. Her sister and brother-in-law. 14 people total. The energy was hostile. Nobody made eye contact with me except her family, who looked at me with open disgust. My wife was already sitting next to her mom, playing the supportive victim. Tissue in hand, eyes red like she'd been crying. I sat at the head of the table. Set my laptop down. Thanks for coming, everyone. My brother scoffed. Let's just get this over with. 3 weeks ago, my entire family stopped talking to me. I didn't know why. Then I found out my wife told you I'd been cheating on her. Multiple affairs. That I'd given her an STD. That I laughed at her. My wife's mom spoke up. Because it's true. She told us everything. I'm sure she did. But here's the thing. None of it happened. I've never cheated. I've never even thought about it. My sister rolled her eyes. She has proof. What proof? Because I'd love to see it. My wife pulled out her phone. I have texts from the woman you were seeing. I have receipts from hotels. I have. Show them. She hesitated. Go ahead. Show everyone these texts and receipts. She looked at her sister. Her sister looked at her mom. I don't have them with me, my wife finally said. Convenient. I left them at home. I didn't think I need to defend myself at what was supposed to be your confession. My dad cleared his throat. Son, if you brought us here to deny everything, I brought you here to show you what's actually been happening. I opened my laptop, connected it to the TV mounted on the wall. The restaurant had agreed to let me use their setup. What are you doing? My wife asked, voice rising. Showing everyone the truth. I pulled up the first video, dated 2 months ago. Our front door camera. Timestamp. 2:47 p.m. The video played. A man walking. Up to our door. My wife opening it, smiling, hugging him, pulling him inside. The room went silent. That's not what it looks like, my wife said quickly. Really? What is it then? He's a friend. He was having problems with his wife. He needed someone to talk to. I played the next video. Same man leaving 4 hours later. Adjusting his shirt. My wife in the doorway in different clothes than when he arrived. That's a long talk, my brother said quietly. You're taking this out of context. My wife's sister jumped in. She told me about him. He's a family friend going through a divorce. I played the next video. Different day, different man. Same pattern. Arrives at 3 p.m., leaves at 6 p.m. Another friend with marital problems? I asked. My wife stood up. Stop it. You're humiliating me. Sit down, her father said. His voice was flat. Scary calm. She sat. I played for more videos. For different men. All the same pattern. Afternoon visits while I was at work. Hours-long stays. Familiar body language. One guy grabbed her, but before leaving. The camera caught it perfectly. My mother had her hand over her mouth. Then she slumped forward. My dad caught her before she hit the table. Get water. Someone get water. My sister ran out. My wife's mom was fanning my mother with a menu. It took 2 minutes for her to come around. I'm okay, she whispered. I'm okay. I need air. My dad helped her up. Looked at me with something between horror and apology. We'll talk later, he said. They left. My sister went with them. That left my brother, me, my wife, and her entire family. My wife was crying now. Real tears. You set me up. You trapped me. I documented the truth. That's not a trap. Her brother-in-law stood up. You can't just record people without their consent. That's illegal. Actually, I can. The cameras are clearly visible on our property. No expectation of privacy. I checked with a lawyer. My brother was still staring at the pause video on the screen. The last frame showed my wife kissing one of the men goodbye. You told everyone he was the cheater, he said to my wife. You told Mom he gave you an STD. You made us cut him off. And the whole time, it wasn't like that. He was never home. He made me feel invisible. I was lonely. So you cheated, my brother said. And then you lied about it and said he did it. I didn't. It's not. You don't understand. Her mother grabbed her arm. We're leaving. Don't say another word. But not another word. They left. All four of them. Didn't even pay for their drinks. My brother and I sat there in silence. I'm sorry, he finally said. You should be. I should have listened to you. I should have asked for your side. Yeah, you should have. What are you going to do now? Get divorced. Get my life back. Figure out which family relationships are salvageable. He nodded, stood up, hugged me. First time in 3 weeks. For what it's worth, that was the most brutal thing I've ever seen. But she deserved it. Yeah, she did. Update 2. The next week was chaos. My wife moved out the day after the dinner. Packed her stuff while I was at work, left her key on the counter. No note, no text, nothing. Fine by me. My mom called that evening. She'd been at the doctor getting checked out after fainting. Clean bill of health, just shock and stress. I owe you an apology, she said. Yeah, you do. I should have asked for your side. I should have questioned her claims. She was so convincing. She cried. She showed us. What did she show you? Silence. Mom, what proof did she show you? Text messages. On her phone. From someone named Michelle. And you didn't think to ask to see my phone? To verify? She said you deleted everything. That you were tech-savvy and covered your tracks. So you just believed her. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Your father and I both were. Is Dad going to call me? He's processing. You know how he is. He feels terrible, but he doesn't know how to say it. He should figure it out. I hung up. Not ready to forgive yet. My wife's first move came 3 days later. Her lawyer sent mine a letter. She was filing for divorce on grounds of mental cruelty and emotional abuse. Claimed I'd installed cameras to spy on her and violated her privacy. Wanted half of everything plus spousal support. My lawyer read the letter over the phone. This is interesting considering you have video evidence of her infidelity. That's what I thought. Here's the thing, though. She's going to claim you installed those cameras without her knowledge specifically to catch her. That you were controlling and paranoid. The footage might not be admissible depending on the judge. Are you serious? Family court is unpredictable, especially when one party claims abuse. Even if the cameras were legally installed, she could argue you violated her reasonable expectation of privacy in her own home. So she cheats on me, lies about it, destroys my family relationships, and she might still win? I'm not saying she'll win. I'm saying it's not a slam dunk. We need to be prepared for this to get ugly. It got ugly. The following week, my wife filed for a restraining order. Claimed I'd been sending her threatening messages, and she feared for her safety. Complete fabrication. I hadn't contacted her once since she moved out. The temporary order was granted. I had to stay 500 feet away from her. Couldn't go to certain places she frequented. Had to communicate only through lawyers. My attorney was livid. She's gaming the system. This is a classic tactic. Create a narrative of abuse, get a restraining order, use it as leverage in the divorce. Can we fight it? We have a hearing in 2 weeks. Bring every text, email, anything that shows you weren't threatening her. But expect her to cry on the stand. Judges are very sympathetic to women claiming abuse. 2 weeks later, we went to court. My wife showed up with her sister, her mom, and a domestic violence advocate, all dressed conservatively. My wife looked small, scared, fragile. Her lawyer presented her case. Claimed I'd been psychologically abusive throughout the marriage. That I isolated her from friends. That I monitored her every move with surveillance equipment. That the dinner where I showed the videos was a public humiliation tactic designed to destroy her reputation and mental health. And after the dinner, her lawyer said, my client received numerous hostile messages from his family and mutual friends. He weaponized his evidence to turn people against her. The judge looked at me. Do you have response? My lawyer stood. Your Honor, my client installed home security cameras 2 years ago following a break-in in the neighborhood. His wife was aware of them and consented to their presence. He did not send her any threatening messages. In fact, he has not contacted her at all since she moved out. The restraining order is based entirely on false allegations. The dinner was abusive, my wife's lawyer countered. He ambushed her in front of her family, showed private moments without her consent, caused her severe emotional distress. The judge reviewed the evidence, read through text exchanges or lack thereof, looked at the police report from the break-in 2 years ago, showing when the cameras were installed. I'm going to dissolve the temporary order, she finally said. There's no evidence of threats or harassment. However, both parties are ordered to have no contact except through attorneys during the divorce proceedings. My wife's face fell. Her lawyer looked frustrated. They've been counting on that restraining order. But the judge wasn't done. I will say, Mr. She looked at me, that while I understand your frustration, the manner in which you revealed your wife's infidelity was inflammatory and designed to humiliate. That doesn't constitute abuse, but it shows poor judgment. Noted, Your Honor. Both of you, get this divorce done quickly and move on with your lives. Next case. We left. My lawyer was cautiously optimistic. She failed to get the restraining order. That's good. But she poisoned the well. Now you're the guy who humiliated his wife at a family dinner. That's going to color how the divorce judge sees things. What do you mean? I mean, don't expect to walk away with everything. Even with proof of infidelity, judges don't like vindictive behavior. And that dinner, justified or not, will look vindictive. She was right. The next few months were brutal. Discovery, depositions, mediation attempts that went nowhere. My wife's narrative evolved. Now, she claimed the affairs were emotional escapes from an abusive marriage, that she'd been scared to tell me the truth, that the dinner proved how dangerous I was. Her family backed her up. Her sister testified in a deposition that I'd been controlling and jealous throughout the marriage. Her mother said she'd always worried about my temper. All lies, but said under oath. My family was more complicated. My mom and brother supported me fully. My sister was conflicted, said she believed me, but didn't want to take sides. My dad still hadn't really talked to me. We had 2 awkward phone calls where he apologized, but couldn't seem to look me in the eye even through FaceTime. The divorce settlement came down 6 months after the dinner. It wasn't the disaster my wife wanted, but it wasn't the vindication I'd hoped for either. I kept the house, but had to pay her $85,000 as her share of the equity. Had to give her one of our 2 cars. Had to split our savings 50-50, which stung because I'd contributed about 70% of it. No alimony, though. My lawyer fought hard on that, arguing she'd been employed throughout the marriage and her infidelity negated any claim for support. The judge agreed. My wife tried to claim the videos were inadmissible. Her lawyer argued consent and privacy. My lawyer countered with the timeline of when the cameras were installed, the visible ring stickers on our doors, the fact that she'd waved at the cameras multiple times over the years. The judge allowed them as evidence, called them relevant to the dissolution, but noted that the manner of their revelation was inappropriate. So I won, but it felt like losing. I'd proven she cheated, gotten divorced, kept my house. But I'd lost money, time, family relationships, and apparently my reputation as a good guy. Final update. It's been 8 months since the dinner. The divorce is finalized. She's moved to a different state. I haven't seen or heard from her since the final court date. The aftermath has been weird. My relationship with my family is complicated now. My mom is back to normal mostly. Calls me twice a week. Feels guilty about believing my wife. Overcompensates by being extra supportive. It's fine. I've forgiven her even if I haven't forgotten. My brother is solid. We're actually closer than before. He says the whole thing taught him not to take sides without hearing both stories. Easy lesson to learn after you've already taken a wrong side, but whatever. My sister is still distant. She says it's not about choosing sides, but she also hasn't invited me to any family events where she thinks I'll create drama. She's more worried about appearances than truth. That hurt more than I expected. My dad and I have a new kind of relationship. We talk, but there's something broken that didn't fully heal. He apologized several times, said he was wrong, said he should have trusted me. But there's this look he gets sometimes, like he's still not 100% sure. Like maybe there's something else I'm not telling him. It's exhausting. My wife's family predictably cut me off completely. They still think I'm the villain. Last I heard through mutual friends, They're telling everyone I psychologically abused her for years, and the affairs were her survival mechanism. Can't fight that narrative without looking defensive, so I don't try. The mutual friends split pretty evenly. Half believed my side once they saw the evidence. Half decided it wasn't their business and distanced from both of us. A few stayed on her side out of loyalty or because they bought her abuse claims. I lost my favorite coffee shop because she told the owner I'd harass her there. Never happened, and now I get dirty looks when I go in. Lost my gym for the same reason. Lost 2 couple friends who couldn't handle the awkwardness of the divorce. Dating is weird. I'm not ready and don't know if I will be anytime soon. The trust is gone. I look at every woman and wonder what she's hiding. What lies she'd tell if things went south? It's not fair to them, but I can't help it. Work is the only place that feels normal. Nobody there knew about the divorce drama. I'm just a guy who got divorced. Happens all the time. Therapy helps. My therapist says I'm dealing with betrayal trauma and complicated grief. Says it's normal to feel angry at my family for not believing me initially. Says it's okay that I don't regret the dinner, even though it escalated the situation. Would you do it differently if you could go back? She asked last session. No. Why not? Because they needed to see the truth. Because she was going to destroy my reputation no matter what. At least this way, some people know what really happened. But you paid a price for that. Yeah, but I would have paid a price no matter what. This way, I got to control the narrative. She made a note. Probably wrote something like client still processing anger or whatever therapists write. The house feels emptier than it should. I've redecorated. New couch, new paint, rearranged the furniture. Disabled the Ring cameras, actually. Don't need them anymore, and they reminded me too much of everything. Financially, I'm okay. The settlement stung, but I'm rebuilding. The $85,000 hurt, but it's done. I refinanced the mortgage, got a lower rate, ended up saving money monthly. My wife reached out once through a mutual friend. Asked if I'd be willing to have a closure conversation. I said no. What's there to say? She lied, cheated, tried to destroy my reputation, and played victim when caught. We don't need closure. We need distance. Sometimes I think about what my life would have been like if I'd just quietly divorced her. Kept the videos private. Told my family it didn't work out and moved on. But then I remember sitting in my car outside my parents' house, listening to my dad say he was ashamed of me for something I didn't do. I remember my brother not responding to texts. My sister blocking me. She was going to tell her story no matter what. Make me the villain in her narrative. Use my family against me. The dinner was brutal. It was public. It was humiliating. For both of us, honestly. But it was also necessary. Because now when people ask what happened to my marriage, I can say she cheated on me repeatedly and lied about it. And the people who matter know it's true. That's not nothing. Is my life better than it was a year ago? No. Am I happier? Not really. But am I free from someone who destroyed my reputation to hide her own betrayal? Yes. And some days, that's enough. The trust with my family isn't fully rebuilt. Probably never will be. That's the real consequence nobody talks about. It's not just the betrayal from your spouse. It's learning your family would cut you off based on accusations without asking for your side. That's the wound that doesn't heal cleanly. My mom says I need to move forward and let go of resentment. She's probably right. But it's hard to move forward when moving forward means pretending it's all okay now. It's not. We're functional. We're cordial. We're family. But we're not the same. My brother gets it. He told me once, I don't know how you forgave mom and dad so fast. I'd be pissed for years. Who said I forgave them? You talk to them. That's not forgiveness. That's survival. He didn't have a response to that. The weirdest part is I don't hate my ex-wife. I should. She tried to destroy me. But mostly I just feel nothing. She's a stranger who used to share my last name. Someone I thought I knew but never really did. My therapist calls that protective detachment. I call it self-preservation. Some friends ask if I regret showing the videos. If I think it was worth it. Here's the thing. It wasn't about worth it. It was about survival. She'd already weaponized the narrative against me. I just corrected the record. Did it cost me? Absolutely. Money, relationships, my sense of security, time and energy I'll never get back. But the alternative was worse. Living with everyone thinking I was a serial cheater who gave his wife an STD. watching her play victim while I stayed silent to take the high road. The high road is overrated when someone's already thrown you on a bus. So no, I don't regret it. I'd do the same thing again. Maybe hire a therapist first to prep for the aftermath. Maybe tell my family in a less public way. But the core truth? That needed to come out. However messy. That's where I am now. 8 months out. Divorced, slightly poorer, family relationships complicated, trust issues multiplied. But free. And some days, that's the only thing that matters. The dinner where my mom fainted will be a family story forever. The time I ambushed my ex-wife with video evidence. Some will tell it like I'm the villain. Some will tell it like I'm the hero. I'm neither. I'm just a guy who refused to go down quietly for something he didn't do. And I make that choice again, consequences and all.